After the Cleveland Browns traded for Odell Beckham Jr., the trio that they had with him, Baker Mayfield, and Jarvis Landry automatically created a ton of hype. What happened that caused the Browns to fail so badly to live up to their expectations?
Hello, we are Crando Sports and we will be diving deeper into this topic.
To understand what made this supposed trio fail so badly, you have to understand how they even landed on the same team. So here's a little background knowledge on each of them. Odell Cornelius Beckham Jr. was born on November 5, 1992 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, to his mother and father Heather Van Norman and Odell Beckham Sr. Both of his parents were athletes when they were young, including his stepdad Derek Mills. Beckham was the eldest of 3 kids, his sister Jasmine and his brother Cordell. Beckham attended Isidore Newman High School in New Orleans, but his attendance was not remarkable. As a kid, Odell was very interested in the world of sports and played basketball and did track. His father was a running back at LSU, where his mother also did track. When Odell was younger, he was quite athletic and was brought up in a sporty manner, according to himself. Odell played many positions at Isidore Newman, including quarterback, cornerback, running back, and receiver for the Greenies. Odell announced his commitment to LSU in 2011 as one of the top athletes in the class. As a freshman, Odell had 41 receptions for 475 yards and an All-SEC All-Freshman team spot. His sophomore year was no less eventful. He started 12 of 13 games that year. He racked up 43 receptions for 713 yards. As a junior, Beckham and Jarvis Landry formed a great duo. They combined for a total of 2,345 receiving yards in 2013, which is amazing and is even more amazing considering LSU was still mainly a running team. After the 2013 season, Beckham declared for the 2014 NFL Draft after winning the Paul Hornung Award, given to the most versatile college player during the season. In the draft, Beckham was selected by the New York Giants with the 12th overall pick. He missed most of his first season with a hamstring injury, but after that played at an elite level in his time in New York before being traded to the Browns for the 17th overall pick and Jabril Peppers. Beckham is still on the Browns today. Although his name is being thrown around in trade rumors, the Browns have mostly tried to shut those rumors down.
Baker Regan Mayfield was born April 14, 1995 to James and Gina Mayfield in Austin, Texas. He was the second child in the family, 5 years younger than his brother Matt Mayfield. Baker was a competitive child, which has translated to the NFL. He eventually became the starting quarterback at his high school beginning of junior year when his friend Lake Travis got injured. From there, over 2 years, Baker led the Cavs to a 25-2 record and won the 4A state championship in 2011. He finished his high school career with 6,255 passing yards, 67 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Baker decided to walk on to Texas Tech in the summer of 2013, turning down multiple offers. Shortly before the start of the season, Baker was named a starter, becoming the first walk-on true freshman to start a season opener at quarterback for a D1 program. In his first start, Baker passed for 413 yards and 4 touchdowns. He broke the school record for completions in a game with 43. After winning his first games and being injured and having to battle for the starting job, Mayfield wound up with 2,315 yards with 12 touchdowns and 9 picks. Mayfield was named a top 10 semifinalist for the Barnesworth Trophy in November and won Big 12 Conference Freshman Offensive Player of the Year. Mayfield still did not receive a scholarship and decided to leave the program. Despite living in Austin, Baker grew up a Sooners fan and decided to walk on as a Sooner because of his love for them Mayfield lost a season due to the in-conference transfer and had to start playing as a Sooner in 2015. On August 24th, 2015, Mayfield was named the starting quarterback of the Sooners. In his first game, he threw for 388 yards in a 41-3 win over Akron. This time, without any constraints, Mayfield threw for 3,700 yards with 36 touchdowns and 7 picks. He decided to stay for the 26th season, and the rest is history. In his first game, in a loss to the Houston Cougars, Mayfield threw for 323 yards and 2 touchdowns. In his Heisman campaign, he threw for 4,627 yards with 43 touchdowns and 6 picks. Baker ended up finishing third in Heisman voting, but he came home with the best award of them all, the first pick in the 2018 draft. He had a promising rookie year with 3,725 yards and 27 touchdowns, along with 14 picks. The Browns added Beckham in that offseason, so what happened to make his play fall off a cliff?
Jarvis Charles Landry was born on November 28, 1992 in Covent, Louisiana, where he was primarily raised by Deetra Landry, his mother. His dad left him when Landry was young and never came back. At a point in his life, Jarvis was sent to live with his youth football coach, most likely because his mother could not support him and his brother Gerald, even when working 3 separate jobs. Jarvis attended Lutcher High School in Louisiana, where he was a 3-sport athlete, playing football, basketball, and track. As a senior, Landry finished the season with 51 receptions for 716 yards and 11 touchdowns. In total over his high school career, he had 241 receptions for 3,902 yards and 50 touchdowns. Rivals.com had him as a 5-star recruit, and he was listed as the 4th best receiver in the class. Jarvis committed to LSU on January 1st, 2010, where he would end up joining Odell Beckham Jr. and form one of the more dominant college duos ever, where the two would become best friends. In a dominant college career, Jarvis had 137 receptions for 1,809 yards and 15 touchdowns, to Beckham's 143 receptions, 2,340 yards, and 12 touchdowns. After his dominant 2013 season, Landry declared for the 2014 NFL Draft, along with Beckham, and he was selected in the 2nd round with the 63rd overall pick by the Miami Dolphins, where he had a pretty successful stretch with 3 Pro Bowls before being traded to the Cleveland Browns, where he still is today.
How did this mega-hyped team not work out? Odell was also not properly used. That whole season, Kitchens was being flamed on for his bad play calling, but his use of Odell was the worst of all. Odell had the lowest targets per game of his career and had less yards and touchdowns than last year when he played 3 less games.
Another reason that this Browns team did not succeed last season was Baker Mayfield. After a pretty spectacular rookie season, Mayfield had a huge decline, going from 27 touchdowns and 14 interceptions in his rookie season to only 22 touchdowns and 21 interceptions last year when the trio was together. One of the possible reasons for this decline may have been the Browns' offensive line. In Mayfield's rookie year, they were ranked 2nd in the league by Pro Football Focus, but his next year, when the trio was together, they dropped to 23rd. Another reason that Baker's play declined may have been the pressure put on him to do good with so many offensive weapons. You would think having all these weapons would be very helpful for a developing young quarterback, yet it didn't work out for Baker Mayfield. The pressure may have been too great for him, and he may have tried to force things to try and live up to it, which didn't work out. Odell's low production may have also hurt the trio's performance.
Beckham struggled with Mayfield, only catching 56% of his targets and scoring 4 touchdowns. This ungood fit leaves Odell up on the trade block.
The Browns' inability to sustain their good offensive line may have hurt their ability to have an unstoppable offense, although it didn't stop Nick Chubb from almost leading the league in rushing that year. which makes it hard to tell who's to blame for this huge letdown. Freddie Kitchens may also be to blame for this letdown by not building his O-line or not building the right supporting cast for his star trio.
This trio leaves much to be desired. Chemistry and play calling led to a failed trio so far. Without a new coach and a year of experience under the trio's belts, hopefully something great will come.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing and checking out our other videos because these all took a lot of effort. And we hope to see you next time.